Welcome, everyone. This is a segment that we're going to be doing weekly called Integrated Insights. This is myself, Zach Nothling, and Callum Giffords.
Hey
Insight
guys.
to training, nutrition, and mindset for the upcoming training cycle, the Hammerhead cycle that is going to be running through until the end of September. And so
Correct.
each week, we're going to be bringing you a little bit of an insight on the workout of the week, our workout of the week, one that we're really looking forward to, how we're going to be approaching it and things that we're going to be thinking about. And then one of us will have a chat about some nutrition insights or things for you to be thinking about. And one of us will have a chat about mindset insights and things to be thinking about. This is going to be a super quick segment. We're going to try to keep it really concise and give you some actionable things that you can take away and implement into your workouts. For those of you that don't know each of us personally, my name's Zach Nothling. I'm one of the owners of Renegade with Callum, and I'm primarily in charge of the nutrition and mindset side of things that happen back here at Renegade. And Callum, you can introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Callum Gifford, as Zach just mentioned, and my role specifically is looking after the programming and individual and affiliate athletes and owners on the program.
So all of the terrible workouts you do, send all complaints directly to Callum at Renegade Performance.
That's
.nz. All right,
my actual email too.
that's his actual email, so you can spam him with any complaints. So let's rip into it. Callum, workout of the week. What is the workout of the week that you're looking forward to?
I actually have two. The workout that is my second favorite is the running clock workout, and that is because I'm super partial to a running clock workout. I just like the thought of getting in and doing a full hour of moving. My favorite workout or my workout of the week that I'm picking and looking at as something that I can really attack is Wednesday's workout. Now, that is a 20-15 10-5 deadlift and shoulder overhead workout with some descending rep rope climbs in between each round. I like these kind of workouts personally because I look at something like that as the reps descend and the movements that I'm quite familiar with and I really like, and I can attack from start to finish. I know for me personally, there's not going to be a whole lot of resting on that workout. For most people, there could be some stoppage points on the rope climbs, but I like to get up and down. And I always make it a goal for myself in these kind of workouts to hit the ground and get straight back up the rope again. And I know that for me, I can hold on to the barbell for those deadlifts and those shoulder overheads unbroken on every single one of those rounds. So when I get a chance to work out in that zone 4, zone 5, or at that kind of level and actually push hard for that time, I really, really, really enjoy those workouts. That's my personal favorite for the
Nice.
week.
So you think you're going to go unbroken the whole way through on the early rounds too, the 20s and the 15s?
Yeah, that would be the goal for me.
And how do you think that's going to affect your grip for your rope climbs?
It won't be too bad because personally for me, I've got a pretty good foot bite and a mixed grip on the deadlift at 60 kilos for 20 reps. I don't think is going to be too much of an issue. I think if it was heavier, if it was 100, even 80 kilos, I'd definitely think about breaking that up, and I'm not a strong deadlifter. But 60 kilos throughout will be significantly manageable, I think.
Nice. And so if people are scaling their workout, they should think about weights that they could try to go pretty close to unbroken as well.
It's going to be different for everyone. I think if you're someone that does struggle with grip strength and rope climbs, then I would definitely look to manage my fatigue on the barbell so I can have a little bit of a play on the rope and be a bit more confident on there. If you are someone that is quite competent on the rope, then that would be the best scale. I would scale the load a little bit to be able to try and attack, go unbroken for a little bit longer or bigger sets. And then you can kind of, I wouldn't say use the rope as a recovery, but you can have a play on the rope and still hit the workout relatively quickly.
Awesome. All right. Beauty. Well, my workouts, I'm actually
Oh,
using,
you got two?
well, it's the benchmark workout, Jaws 1 and Jaws
Oh,
2.
yes.
So you guys might notice that we've got a little bit of a theme here. So this is the Hammerhead cycle, which we're working through over the next 10-ish weeks. And there's going to be a few shark themed or shark movie themed workouts in there. And so Jaws 1 and 2. And then that's because these workouts are going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
Um,
How many Jaws movies were there?
I think like 7. I'm not sure.
Cool.
Like Sharknado, there's about 7 or 8 of them.
We've got lots of workout names coming.
Yeah. So Jaws 1 and 2, it's a short, sharp workout. So it's right up my alley. Each workout's got a 5-minute cap, 200-meter run, 20 double dumbbell hang snatches, 20 burpee box jump overs. You rest the remainder of that 5 minutes, and then it's straight into 200-meter run. And then we've got 20 burpee box jump overs and 20 dumbbell thrusters. Now, these shorter, sharper workouts doesn't mean that they're easier. Probably going to hurt a little bit more than those
Yeah,
longer, grindy ones. My
definitely.
approach for these is looking at the movements which I'm going to struggle with the most and trying to work around those. So the burpee box jumps is going to be the part where I probably slow down the most. And so I need to manage my output up until that point so that I can push myself mentally when I do get to those burpee box jumps.
Mm,
And so I might not be going 100 on the 200 run or the double dumbbell hang snatches. I'll still be trying to go pretty close to unbroken on those hang snatches, which is 20 reps is quite a lot, but I think I should be able to hold on. But then on those burpee box jump, it's going to be about staying super consistent with my moving. And then maybe on those last sort of 5 to 8 reps, pick up the pace a little bit because I know I'll have a little bit of rest before moving into that next piece.
mm.
I'm also going to have to be super cautious not to go too crazy in that first 5-minute round, knowing that I do have that second one straight away. Finishing on those 20 dumbbell thrusters is going to be absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
So challenging workout there. 2 super short and sharp workouts going to be done in 10 minutes, but I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I think how you've just approached it will be applicable to probably 95% of class members as well. Just being really smart on the 200-meter run and the hang snatches, knowing that 20 burpee box jump overs for most people, even for me, it's still a lot to get through in a short amount of time if you're trying to push quite hard on them. So being consistent. And then on the way back, managing that second set of burpee box jump overs after the run to be able to hold on to the thrusters as well. So just something to be aware of for members on something like that. I always look at where I'm going to get cranked up the most and try and kind of build the workout around that. So I've got a little bit of juice in the tank for those kind of things.
I actually just got a little bit of like some butterflies, like thinking about it's making me feel nervous already because those
When
short
you
workouts, they hurt more.
they're hard, 100%. Yeah, yeah. That
So-
stuff is always, it looks far more deceiving than what it actually is. Sorry, less deceiving than what it actually is.
And so you're going to be having a quick chat to us about your thoughts around nutrition for this week of this training week that's coming up. What are your thoughts on
Yep.
nutrition and what do you think people should be thinking about as they go into the week?
Okay, so this week one of the cycle is it's not a huge week, but it is a little bit more dense than some of the other programming that we've had recently. So I would for me personally, I'm going to pay attention to my fueling, which is for me it's the same every week anyway, just making sure I get the appropriate amount of carbs in to fuel the workouts and making sure I get a heap of protein in for recovery so I can do back-to-back sessions. But for me, and one mistake I made earlier this week is I got my meal timings wrong. And for these bigger workouts, these running clock workouts, it's quite important to think about your meal timing when you get it in, making sure you do eat enough food, but also with enough time to digest it before you guys get into the workout. I ate an hour before an afternoon workout, which meant I had a whole bunch of food in me during the day and a big meal right before I went onto the floor. And usually I'm okay with it, but I think it was just a little bit too much this time. So if you have been doing this a while and you have an understanding of how quickly you digest food and when you can and can't eat, really honing in and triggering that for these workouts, particularly this week, because as I've said, these classes are a little bit more dense than usual. So you are going to be moving for a little bit longer and for basically the full hour, the entire time you're in class. So that will be my 2 biggest bits of advice. Make sure you're fueled enough to get through bigger sessions and make sure you've digested enough food to be comfortable and not have an upset tummy during these sessions. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and so kind of talking about pre-workout meal, which is something that I feel a lot of people miss. And so if we go just into a little bit of detail on that, if you train at lunchtime or in the afternoon, probably going to be aiming to have something around 90 minutes before you train, hour to 90 minutes, so that you've, as Callum was saying, something that's going to allow you to actually digest what you're eating. And the optimal food to be eating is something that's got a little bit of carbohydrate with it. So simple things that you could keep in your car would be like a banana, and then
Yep.
maybe mixing up a protein shake or something like that in a protein shaker and drinking that around there as well. And so that's just going to give you some fast acting fuel ready for you to go about 90 minutes before you train would be pretty
Yeah.
optimal.
On that note, what I had to eat when I was feeling a little bit of discomfort in my gut was I had about 300 grams of rice and about 250 grams of chicken. Worst
Yeah.
thing you could possibly eat an hour before you get on the floor.
Too much food, too close. But we would
Yeah.
still want that food relatively close to training. So fast acting carbs are your friend around this time. Now, for those of you that train in the morning, first thing in the morning, you're probably not going to want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get a meal in, right? And so most of your energy is actually going to come from the night before, the meals that you had eaten the night before. And so that's making sure that you're actually having a substantial dinner to fuel yourself well for that morning session. Now, most people probably train fasted first thing in the morning, which, if you're accustomed to it, is absolutely fine. You've got to do what you've got to do if
Fine.
you train at that time of day. But some people might like to experiment with getting some fast acting carbs in first thing in the morning. And that might be, once again, something simple like a banana, or even just getting some baby food in as soon as you wake up. Like,
Wake
those
up. Yep.
packets of baby food, like the apple puree, banana puree type sort of thing. And that's just going to give you some energy, fast acting energy source to be able to use for that training session.
Perfect.
Nutrition, so personal. So you've got to figure out what works for you, but experiment with it and see how you go.
100%.
Beauty. All right. And as far as your mindset goes for this upcoming week, so we're at the start of a training cycle. Whenever people start something, we often get a little bit excited and we commit ourselves. We're going to do everything right. We're going to get our nutrition perfect. We're going to train 5 days a week.
Six
We're going
days
to
a
do
week.
all of our mobility. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to work on our weaknesses. And that intention is awesome. And you're motivated. You're excited. We love that. That's great. But a question I would like you to ask yourself is, can I maintain this? Can I keep this up for the course of 10 weeks? And if you think you can, awesome, by all means, then do it. But ask yourself, am I at least a 9 out of 10 confident that I can maintain these actions that I'm trying to do? And if the answer is no, then I recommend that you regress what you're attempting to do. So rather than maybe committing yourself to doing 30 minutes of mobility today, 10 minutes of weakness work, changing your whole diet, maybe just pick one thing that you want to improve. Maybe you want to focus on a little bit of mobility improvement over this cycle. And rather than committing to 30 minutes, commit to 5. But do that 5 minutes consistently. Because what you're going to do by doing it consistently is you're going to get that regular exposure to the thing that you need to improve, which is going to
Yep.
be mobility. Doing 30 minutes of mobility for a week, it's great for that week, but it's not going to make much difference in the long term. Doing 5 minutes of mobility daily for 10 weeks is going to yield significantly better results. And so
Huge.
less is actually going to be more, and we want consistency over intense spouts of action. Okay, so think about that as you go into this next training cycle. When you're setting yourself these expectations of things that you want to do to improve, we love the intention, but can you keep it up? And so that's what we want to look you guys to look into over these coming weeks.
It's great advice.
All right, that's week 1 of Integrated Insights with Zach and Cullum from Renegade Performance. We're looking forward to hearing how you guys go with these test weeks. So we want you guys to be tracking these results in a lot of the tests that you've got. Your coaches will be handing out some sheets for you to be filling out so that we can measure this again at the end of the cycle to see how much you guys are progressing. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, team.